Welcome in. Mudra Talk. Pluto into Aquarius. I feel compelled to mark this time pretty heavily because I, for one, have been waiting for it for a long time. For real. My goodness. Such a huge subject, such a momentous time that we are living in. But I wanted to touch on another aspect of yoga and astrology and how they intersect and how we can better use that intersection and those parallels in our spiritual life, if you will. So in yoga, we talk about the constellations of the zodiac matching up with areas and parts of the body. And in essence, if we start in the spring equinox, which is a true new year, Mama Nature's new year is March 21st. It's not January 1st. That's the Roman. That's the Vatican's new year. The calendar, the so-called Gregorian calendar that we've been living under for a long time. But the true new year in nature is March 21st, which would fall on the calendar we're using. It would fall on March 21st, the so-called spring equinox. And if we're to take that as the beginning, that's the sign of Aries. And so Aries is known as the quintessential or the archetypal first house. And so going there as one all the way around to 12, which is Pisces, this corresponds to areas of our body. And it actually takes us from head to feet. And Aries being in the head and Pisces literally being the two fish, the 2 feet, the flippers. And corresponding all the way down through the body. Leo, the heart, Libra, the kidneys, and so on and so forth. And so if we work backwards from Pisces, it's the last. If Pisces is 12, Aries being 1, all the way around, Pisces being 12, well, the sign before Pisces is Aquarius. And this is the subject of the day. And on some level, it's the subject of our lifetime because we are on the cusp of moving into that age where the great cycle does its change. Its great change always happens in Aquarius, according to the Gnostic understanding of the cycle. And so, if we're going from head to toe, what's right before the feet? If Capricorn is your knees, Sagittarius is the hips, Capricorn's the knees. So between Capricorn and Pisces is Aquarius. And so we're talking about the shins, the ankles, the Achilles heel, and the so-called connective tissue. Aquarius, in the yogic sense, rules the connective tissue of our body. If a Capricorn rules the bones, the actual foundational structure, which manifests in the world in the same way, which is why I, as a triple Capricorn, have bad knees. I've had bad knees for years, and I have other problems with my bones. Neck surgery, broken elbow, arthritis here and there. It manifests in the bones. Aquarius is the connective tissue. And when we consider what that means metaphorically, we would want to consider what is connectiveness and what is connectivity and what is connection in the modern world. What things are connected, what things are disconnected. And we can plug into that concepts, countries, people, ideas, businesses, families, relationships. And let's not forget that Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth, the wrecking ball of utter transformation. And if Aquarius represents, and it surely does, the connective tissue, the connectivity, the connective energy, the collective, right? And Pluto is here for 20 years to break that apart and rebuild it. We're going to want to take a good hard look at what is connected and what is disconnected and what may be coming for us. Because Pluto is going to challenge everything that is connected now. And Pluto is going to challenge everything that is disconnected now. Because that is what Pluto does. And anything that is lagging behind in its evolution, in its utter highest good of its soul towards God, is going to be brought into question, no matter how connected or disconnected it is. So Pluto is traversing the area of the zodiac, the area of the firmament, which deals with connectivity. Let's think, it doesn't take more than 5 seconds or less to think about the incredible ways that we are connected now. And it is no mystery because astrologers around the world are talking about this. And in part 2, I mentioned artificial intelligence. But this is technology, technology, technology. Are we going to let technology take control of us, or are we going to take proper control of technology? That's part of what this connectivity issue is dealing with. The internet, there's the word, there it is. The way that you are listening to me right now is a connectivity issue, is an Aquarian issue. And for the next 20 years, Pluto is going to bring all of that into question and is going to want to bring it to its highest good. And that is going to be difficult because all the ways that we are connected has certainly created a lot of negativity in countless ways. And we take it for granted, perhaps, the devices, the technology, the fact that we're always connected. The connective tissue in the body is ruled by the constellation of Aquarius. And interesting because that type of tissue in the body, and I'm no biologist, but that type of tissue in the body is somewhere in between soft tissue and hard tissue. It's neither, because it's connecting the two somehow. Everything that is connected and disconnected in the world is going to be brought into question by Pluto's ingress and transit through Aquarius for the next 20 years. People, businesses, technologies, nations. Something about what I've been talking about the last few days that had really been ringing true for me today was that issue in Aquarius. In yoga, we understand the zodiac to represent different areas of the body. Aries, the head, and Pisces, the feet, everything in between. And right before Pisces, the 11th house is Aquarius, and it is the shins and the ankles, the Achilles heel, and overarchingly, the connective tissue of the body. And Pluto's going to break that up in an energetic sense in the world. We need to ask ourselves how, what, why we are connected in the ways that we are, and how, what, why we are disconnected in the ways that we are. And this is not to say that everything that is disconnected now is supposed to connect. No. And vice versa. The things that are gloriously connected now are not necessarily supposed to disconnect, but they are going to be brought into question so that we can bring them all to their highest good. Because Pluto says, you come with me to your highest good or I'm going to drag you. And the internet's going to go through all kinds of changes because of that, because it's about connectivity, pure and simple. And I know you're tired of hearing me say the word connect, connect, connect. Because part of this transformation of connectivity is going to be a lot about disconnecting too. individuals disconnecting from their own ideas, and maybe even friendships. And this kind of connect/disconnect can happen in all kinds of ways, and we need to be ready for it. Buckle our seatbelts.